Thank you. Awesome. Chef, thanks for joining me.
Pleasure to
Taking
meet
time out of the kitchen. Look at this. All right, so first of all, before we even get into all the Father's Day and the whole everything, you got to tell me what you brought here because the aromas are like driving me crazy already.
All right, well today, when you told me to stick with something classic and also something new,
Yeah.
I wanted to bring one thing we're famous for is our lobster salad. I think we probably sell more, almost the most in the state for an independent restaurant. I mean, we go through at least 200 pounds a day.
200 pounds of lobster a day?
Which is pretty crazy. And that's just for lobster salad plates, sandwiches. It doesn't, other than that, that's all we're selling.
That's a lot of lobster.
There's a lot of lobster per day. So, and then for my new dish, I brought one of our big sellers. We've been running it for about 2 summers now. Seared scallops over mescaline. We sell these like crazy. They're the jumbo fresh scallops.
These things are amazing.
Exactly. You get 6 to 7 per order. Over a nice bed of mescaline greens.
Is this like the size of the orders?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you're not going hungry without
No, that's why I had to bring the big plates today.
Oh my
So
God,
that's exactly what we serve, and that's exactly what we serve.
So just for the record, I will be taking a bite of each of these when we go off the air. Don't worry about it. I'll let you know later on Facebook how they were. What's mixed in with the lobster, Chef?
So we just do simple, just a little bit of mayonnaise and celery. We don't do anything other than that. Other places like to do a little crazy stuff every now and then.
No, I like it whole like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Then you got beets.
Yep, we do it with fresh cut beets, cucumbers, and tomatoes just over a bed of iceberg lettuce. They've been doing it the same way for, that plate's probably been done the same for at least 60 years.
So I was telling Susan the other that someone commented me earlier. I had a picture that I posted up about them coming in of a lobster sandwich
Yes.
on the deck out there with the Twin Oaks neck and everything. And I was getting all these comments of people like, "Oh my God, I love that there." So this is definitely one of your popular things. So, Chef, I want to talk about, obviously, Father's Day, and we're going to talk about honoring dads and celebrating dads. Twin Oaks is a place that's been, how long is Twin Oaks now? It's
over 80 years
over
now.
80 years.
Yeah.
So that's 80 years worth of fathers and sons and grandsons and everything else that have been going there. So it's definitely a destination in and of itself. And for the state of Rhode Island, 80 years is a legacy.
Yes.
I mean, it's an absolute legacy to be there. But before we get into Twin Oaks, and the chef described a little bit more about that and some of the exciting things, I want to talk just a little bit about your background, Chef.
Yeah.
So we were talking before, and tell me about where you went to school.
Well, I went to Johnson and Wales.
Awesome school.
Right in town. I'm born and bred in Rhode Island. I grew up in Situate, so I went to Johnson and Wales for a couple of years for culinary. Always loved cooking, always worked in restaurants at night, and then from there, you definitely need a business degree.
I agree.
mean, it's not always just about cooking. You need to know how to run a kitchen, run a business. So from there, switched over to their entrepreneurship program. Awesome time, loved it. Learned a lot from there, enough to run a business now,
Excellent.
which is good. And then, I did a little bit of independent work, studied in Italy for a little while, just to get some knowledge.
For a little while. He went to Italy for like 3 to 4 weeks, so he was in good shape. He was in good shape.
I had a very good time.
What part of Italy were you in?
Orvieto, so
Orvieto.
central Italy, and worked with a great chef over there who taught me a lot in a short amount of time.
And that was a program through Johnson and Wales,
Yes.
right?
Oh no, that was actually through CCR.
That's what
They
CCR,
also
okay.
have a program, but I was in business school then, so I wasn't available to go to the culinary program.
So not only is he a world traveler, going to Italy, jealous again, but he's a very well-educated chef. See, look at this, the things that he can pull off. And you brought me a wine today, and Susan was saying this is something that was a favorite of her dad's.
Yes.
And
So-
honoring Father's Day?
Yeah. So the Poulet Foussé, one of Susan's favorites. She's the wine connoisseur. I'm the chef. I mean, I don't mind drinking wine every
Thank
now
you,
and then.
Susan.
But I'm more of the, I'll drink the wine other than, study the wine. So
Oh, cheers to you.
I will, I'll stick to the cooking. Leave her to the wine.
Thank you.
She always chooses the best.
Perfect summer wine. Absolutely perfect. Delicious. So I'll be drinking some more of that for sure, because I have a feeling I'm going to be forced to drink beer in a little while. All right, so tell me about Twin Oaks as overall, because there's people that have been going there. I have some people that were telling me earlier they haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
But you've got some new and exciting stuff coming up,
We
right?
have a lot of new upcoming stuff. We got a new menu launching, which is coming out. We should be ready by like the 3rd week in July once we reopen. We go on a two-week vacation
2-week
every
vacation,
year,
okay.
first 2 weeks in July. And me and Susan have been putting in a lot of hours on the new menu. We're actually redesigning a big part of our kitchen that's going to feature all new entrees. So we're going to have about 10 to 12 new entrees that'll be on the menu, as well as our daily specials that are going to be coming out. I mean, I try to do new stuff every day because, as much as we like that, the history we have of 80 years, and, we can always get our chicken parm and veal parm, we realize you need to be up to date with the times because, restaurants that are downtown and they're doing, new, modern cuisine,
Right.
we need to be able to keep up with them in some aspect. Something as simple as this, other restaurants might not have, that are of our age,
But you
being
guys
over
have got a
80 years.
tradition going. But
Yeah.
I realize what you're saying is to try to modernize and come up with it. But the tradition there is always going to be part of your family.
Yeah,
part of the family
exactly.
experience.
We'll never get rid of our staple items ever, but I like to showcase some new food for people that are like when I go out, I'm always looking for what's the daily special. What are we trying today? So
I always call it the chef's editions because I want to know that the chef came up with them. So when I say that, what are the chef's editions? They're like, oh, you're all set. He came up with great stuff
Yeah,
today. So
yeah.
I love hearing that. So going into Twin Oaks, you guys have got this history that you got going there for larger parties. So if people were to come in this weekend, celebrate Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday, they got to get there early, first of all, because you need to get in there. But if they do have reservations for larger groups, you guys are still taking large groups.
Oh, always,
right?
yeah. I think
Okay.
believe it's 8 or more, but there's always, everybody knows somebody
Everybody
in there,
knows
so you
somebody.
can get somebody in. So.
The typical Rhode Island, and especially when you go to Twin Oaks. All right, so that's awesome. So the kitchen you were talking about earlier, because you're expanding to add these newer things.
Yes.
Is it the kitchen itself that's getting renovated?
In the back part of the kitchen, we kind of have an underutilized space that now we're putting in 3 brand new, like, massive stoves, new ovens, everything. That way, we can push more and more, because we run a big line over there as it is, so we really can't accommodate 10 to 12 new dishes a day off the existing line. We need a whole new area of the kitchen that can pump that food
So
out.
this is completely a rededication
Yeah.
to changing this.
Oh, exactly.
What's the seating capacity now?
650, but we put
600?
way more than that in there. That doesn't include the patio and when the bars are also double set. So
So talk about the patio is open now, right?
yes, patio just opened about maybe like 2 weeks ago. The weather's not so good, but now it's finally coming
Perfect
around.
today.
So, yeah.
Today has been gorgeous. I mean, yesterday was boiling. Today's gorgeous. By the way, I went for my casual attire, so no more pins for a little while.
We seat about 60 on the patio. That's full though. Usually we run about 40 to 45.
Okay, great. So these are things that I want to highlight in celebrating Dad. These are 2 dishes. If you're a seafood lover like I am, you are absolutely going to enjoy Twin Oaks. Twin Oaks is also known for some other things that they're famous for.
Yeah.
One of those, the steaks.
Steaks. We use black Angus steak. I mean, I'll put our sirloin up against a lot of restaurants. I mean, we might not be like in the prime category, but we do have a very good quality beef. Between the 20-ounce sirloins we
Oh, that's
sell
right.
and the fillets, I'm always looking for a better quality. We always stuck with a good quality. We need to. I mean, sometimes it's tough with the market, but you know what? For us, we always want to stay with a high quality.
Right.
Do whatever we can to keep the customer happy.
So what would you say, other than the steaks and the pushing the seafood, is there other dishes that are been very, very popular that have lasted a long time on the menu? Because that's what people are going to ask now.
Yes.
When the menu changes, is there anything that's going off that they're going to be worried about?
Yeah, I mean,
especially in Rhode Island.
Oh, don't believe
and for
me.
the tourists that come here, they're going to be like, "What do you mean they got it?"
I tried to get rid of a couple things when we redid it the first time, and
It
they're
didn't
back
fly.
on there. They're back on there, because you get that customer that's been coming for 20, 30 years that, if they only come twice a year, they want to still see that. So whether it's, something as simple as a veal dish or a chicken dish, it has to be there. I mean, we'll always make it, but they like to see it on the menu. They
Right.
get nervous.
Right.
So, I mean, other than, we're known for our steaks, but we sell a ton of seafood. I probably go through about 500 pounds of cod a week. I mean, between the,
The
just
lobster and the cod, you're
Yeah.
like keeping people in business over
yeah,
there.
we do very high volume, which is good. So that's what we like to do. Our broiled scrod, we sell a ton of that. Salmon, baked salmon. Those are some classic dishes. Very simple, but we do a lot. I mean, just in chicken parm alone a year, we sell about 75,000 orders. So, I mean, I don't
75,000
think there's
chicken parm.
anybody competing.
It's a lot of chicken parm going out of Cranston over there. All right, so we've covered the new menu, we've covered the facts you're getting in the kitchen, which is good things to share. And so the vacation starts when? for you guys?
July 3rd, I believe, is the Monday before July 4th. So yeah, we're on vacation 2 weeks from that Tuesday. So.
And then pretty much right after that, that's when you're going to be launching the new
Yep,
items.
full-fledged. That's our plan.
So it's not really a vacation for you. You got to go in there and get the kitchen
Well,
done.
we got everything ready to go. We should be all right. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but it's what we need. So.
But it'll be a great experience. So that's
Yes.
something you got to look out for. Now, talking about the other things for gift certificates, I was mentioning this earlier.
Yes.
Twin Oaks gift certificates.
Oh yeah.
So in doing this, if you're looking and you can't get Dad out for Saturday or Sunday, again, gift certificates are awesome. I love gift certificates. Fathers love gift certificates because we may not go with our kids, but we'll use the gift certificate.
Exactly.
So it's a great thing to still have.
I get a lot of fathers that sneak into the bars later on at night. So.
No, that's the place I like to go when I go. I sit at the bar there and I just relax and pretend I don't know anybody. So we've got the menu covered. We talked about the kitchen for you. Is there other specialties that are coming? And this is the question that I always get asked. And I try to get this towards the end when I'm talking to chefs.
Yes.
Are there things that are your favorites or your traditions that you'd like to see come off the menu? Because that's always a question everyone wants to ask the chefs.
Like what? As a new
No, for
entrees
you,
coming?
you personally. You personally.
Like what I want to see on there?
Well, not just what you see on there, but some of your favorites that you like to get out of the kitchen. Some of the things that you
Oh,
suggest.
well, directly off the menu. I mean, anything that's coming off my daily special sheet, that's what we have. There's about 15 specials on there a day. When I see those going out, there's nothing that makes me happy. That means people.
15 additions to the menu today.
I mean, we usually, we rotate. Some of it's simple. Some of it, like a scallop salad, that's nothing to, sear off some scallops. But anything I put on there as far as pasta specials, or like my favorite to put out is like I started this new trend with the ribeye steaks, but like the heart of the ribeye, like the center cut of the ribeye wrapped in like a nice pecan wood bacon, a little bit of demi glaze. I mean, when I see those
Can't go wrong
going,
with bacon, obviously.
when I see those going out the door, nothing makes me happier because that means my customers are exploring new ideas. They're trying new food, whether it's a tomahawk veal chop or a tomahawk pork chop. Those, I mean, when they're going out, you know, like all spiraled up and they look nice on a plate,
Right.
people love that.
And that's amazing that you have 15 additions to like our father's
Just
special.
rotate, yeah. On the weekends we do quite a few. I mean, some of them are very simplistic, but some are a little complex.
So let me ask you about that, because I know that there are a lot of fathers out there that are creatures of habit and doing that. Have you noticed, because you're saying that they're trying, so have you noticed over time that more people are experimenting and trying new
Oh yeah,
dishes?
100%, without a doubt. I mean, just last weekend we sold a special. Usually I try to hit between 15 to 25 of the on a given night, and sometimes I get lucky. I sell like 6 or 7. Last week we sold out one night on a Friday night. Usually Friday's a seafood night. We sold straight out of the ribeye special, which is awesome. That's what I
Really?
like to see. The porterhouses, the T-bones. That's what the guys want to order.
Yeah, I ain't gonna argue with that. I made steak last night, and I don't want to make anything else the rest of this week.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, there's more than enough choices for dads to come celebrate. You should call if you're going to have a larger party to get in there.
Without a
And
doubt.
not only that, but you should stay tuned for what's coming out for this new menu, because I'm excited. So are some of those additions or things that are going to go on the new menu, the things you've been
Yes,
experimenting
yep.
with?
Some that have been on there, we put them on as like a test. If they sold, they're going on permanently, and in that way, that'll give us room to explore other, new stuff. So.
Beautiful. Well, Twin Oaks has got more than enough fans throughout the state. Mayor Fung was someone that recommended from Cranston, who's a huge supporter of the restaurant.
He's
community
always
over
in there, which is
Yeah,
great.
he's a great mayor. And then also Heather Singleton, who was very helpful in connecting me with Susan to get you guys in from the Red Island Hospitality Association. They're right over there in your
Yep,
area
yep.
over there. And the Hospitality Association, if you don't know, does phenomenal work for the state. So if you're in this industry, there's someone you definitely want to connect and look out for. But from your perspective, with all these things going on, with the new menu coming on, you guys, it's a 7-day operation. No, Mondays you're closed. So it's a
Monday we're
6-day
closed, but
operation.
we're really just retooling on a Monday.
To
Trucks
get
are
ready for
coming
the rest
in,
of the
we're
week.
loading up for Tuesday, so it's,
But now it's lunch and dinner.
yeah.
Okay. And is the weekend hours different than during the week?
I mean, we're open an hour later. We're open at midnight Friday, Saturday night. Sundays we still go back to close at 11.
And the last time I was in there, the list, the bar is amazing. If you haven't been to Twin Oaks, you're missing out for sure, but you've got to go to the bar. They've got a great bar to be able to sit and relax at. But last time I was in there, the selections, and you were talking about the wine earlier, there's a lot of choices. You guys
Oh,
have
yeah.
got a lot to offer from that standpoint.
Yeah, Susan's been very adamant about, with the seasonal menus going in, a lot of new wines, between new wines, new drinks, because, we, on a Friday, Saturday night, we are pumping out some serious amounts of alcohol.
product, yeah. Alcohol, food, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards. Well, thank you, Chef, for coming in today. You brought in some amazing things. These are beautiful.
Thank you.
You're celebrating Father's Day. This is definitely a destination you want to check out. And if you're not, you got to make sure that you go in after they close and open up with these new things coming on the menu. These are absolutely beautiful.
Perfect. So I hope everybody comes in. We're ready for a busy weekend, so thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Chef. Really appreciate it.